So Leadcore trolling, it's been around forever, and there's still a lot of people that do not utilize this technique, which is a shame because it's a great way to put some massive fish in your boat and a lot of fish in your boat. All Leadcore is it's just a lead filament with Dacron wrapped around it, and it just helps us get crankbaits to dive deeper than they can without having to use snap weights. And so this works great trolling structure, just basically anything that you don't have to keep taking snap weights on and off. But there's a few tips with Leadcore that will help you catch more fish. For one, Leadcore dives 5 feet for every color you let out, and that's at 2 miles an hour. So if you go slower or you go faster, then you have to adjust how much line you get out. So if you're going slower than 2 miles an hour, that's going to dive deeper than 5 feet. But if you go, say it's August, you're going to troll maybe 2.5, that line isn't going to be diving at 5 feet per color, it's going to be diving less. And so you're going to have to play around with it. And after so much time doing it, you kind of figure out what needs to be done. After that, you want to make sure that you tie a leader on to your Leadcore down to your crankbait. The reason for that, this Dacron, this Leadcore, it's very, it's a big line. It is, fish can see it. It's basically a rope back there, so you want to make sure you get a leader down there. And a lot of guys will run braid leaders or things like that. I like to run a fluorocarbon leader. I run a fluorocarbon leader probably 99% of the time. It's always fluorocarbon. The reason for that is I grew up in Minnesota. We have zebra mussels everywhere. Every lake is super clear, and fluorocarbon is nearly invisible underwater. So I want to make sure that those fish cannot see my bait. And so I just run fluorocarbon everywhere. And number 2 is the abrasion resistance that fluorocarbon has. If you're trolling over rocks, wood, anything like that, it's going to hold up really, really well to that stuff. Better than, say, a braid would, or if you want to do a monofilament, they'll hold up a lot better to those types of situations. Also, 95%, I'd say, of my applications, I always run 15-pound test on my leader, or fluorocarbon leader. If I'm in super clear water, I will drop that down to 12, but on 95% of the time, I like going with that 15-pound, just because of the rocks, wood, anything else, and that abrasion resistance. I just want that little bit of extra test on there. Another thing is, I like, a lot of guys, they'll run maybe a 20-foot or a 30-foot leader. Again, I'm from Minnesota. I am running a 50-foot leader of fluorocarbon behind my Leadcore because I do not want them to see my line at all. And so that's just one thing that growing up in Minnesota has taught me, fishing all these clear lakes. Get, as clear a line as you can and run it a long way back there. But these are tips. Try this the next time you're out. You control Leadcore from, as soon as ice goes out to when the ice comes back on again. I troll it all the time. We're trolling it right now for pre-spawn walleyes. I got a water temperature of 44 degrees. And they just haven't moved up. They just haven't moved up yet, so they're still out in these deep holes. So I'm trolling Leadcore through them. So give it a try the next time you're out, and you will catch way more fish, and it'll be a lot of fun.